Hi everyone, it's San. You're listening to San.cat. Lately, the weather in Saigon has been so fickle. Sunny mornings, rainy afternoons, thunderstorms at noon. Yesterday, I went to see a movie in the evening and got caught in a bit of rain, so my voice might sound a little stuffy and hoarse today. I hope you'll bear with me. But regardless, I'm excited to bring you a very interesting topic today: love and loneliness. Recently, I've often heard the song, "Sometimes I want to be alone, but loneliness." And honestly, I don't support those lyrics at all. Sometimes I want to be alone, but loneliness. So, does that mean the person next to you, the one you say, "I love you," to, is just there to cure your loneliness? Isn't that right? And if I had one piece of advice for all of you young people, those longing for love, desperate to have someone by your side in your most hopeless moments, it would be this: don't rush into loving someone when you're at your loneliest. That's unfair to both of you. Firstly, you'll lean too heavily on them, hoping too much that they will fix all the bad things happening in your life. Secondly, they won't receive what they truly deserve from you at that time. Because then, we're too disappointed and lonely, and the energy around us is purely negative. Of course, we yearn for someone to hold our hand and pull us up, but it will only make that relationship incredibly exhausting. It's a common struggle for all of us that when we're at our loneliest, we crave a partner. But then, when life feels joyful and full with friends, work, fun, and excitement, suddenly we don't crave it as much. We don't feel that intense yearning for someone. That's why sometimes love finds us when we least expect it, when we're truly happy, and that's when it might be our destiny. When we crave and long for it, sometimes it just can't last. My loneliest time was when I was 22. I had just broken up with someone, felt utterly alone and sad. I wanted to leave Hanoi, move to Saigon, and start fresh. I began my journey in Saigon in late 2017. Back then, I desperately yearned for someone, a new city, meeting someone new, falling in love, dating, exploring wonderful places in every corner of this new city. A truly romantic script, right? But in reality, I went through incredibly lonely months when I first arrived in Saigon. I didn't have many friends, not many connections, and no love life at all. That was when I craved love the most, truly. Because when people are lonely, they crave it intensely. At that time, because I was rushing, I did date someone, but it went nowhere. It ended after just 3 months of getting to know each other. I realized I had been too hasty. My heart had clouded my judgment. There were clear signs of incompatibility, but because I was stubborn and so desperate for a relationship, I was incredibly sad when that first attempt at love fell apart. It's true that the more you hope, the more disappointment you feel. Later, I realized something. If we aren't stable ourselves, if we can't manage and control our emotions well, then no matter what kind of relationship we enter, it will be incredibly difficult to make it last. Because of excessive hope, we become perfectionists about that relationship. We want it to be flawless. We want that person to always be by our side. We become victims in our own relationships, intensely craving and clinging to another person's affection, and that exhausts both partners. After some time, when I decided to be single, and I truly enjoyed that feeling of independence, I became much more discerning. I focused more on myself, exercising, eating well, connecting with friends, finding my own joys. And then, suddenly, I still wanted a partner, but the feeling was completely different, everyone. The feeling then was, I'm having a wonderful life, and I want to experience these moments with you. I feel like I have so much to give, not that I need you to fill this void of loneliness. My mindset truly changed a lot when I changed myself. When I felt more complete, love seemed more wholesome. I could approach a new relationship with the mindset that, I have so many wonderful things, and so does your life. We both have wonderful things to share and grow together. That way, the relationship can last longer. At least we won't be overly dependent, thinking love must be this way or that way. Expectations sometimes cause people pain when things don't go as desired. If this is your loneliest time, San believes it's when you should listen to yourself and truly learn to pick yourself up, recharge your energy, and take better care of yourself. If in your most desperate time, there's only one person pulling you up, then when they leave, it's very easy to fall back into that same hole of despair. That's incredibly sad. But the truth is, it's even sadder if we consider someone our everything, because then we're easily lost and desperate when they're no longer by our side. Don't be afraid of loneliness, everyone. It's like a test for those who are worthy. Being single, being alone, being lonely, these are necessary moments in our lives. We will always need those times alone to focus more on ourselves and understand what's truly important. To nurture ourselves, care for ourselves, grow, and be selective, rather than simply leaning on anyone who comes along. At the very least, they should show you that they are truly compatible, that they can go the distance with you, that they can understand, share, and confide in you. And you, in turn, can be a source of encouragement and daily joy for them. Both of you love each other and grow together. So, even when I'm at my loneliest and desperately crave someone to love, to date, to experience the most romantic moments like watching a sunset on the beach, I'm a bit of a stickler for rules, you know. In those moments, I still hold on to my rationality a little, so as not to become too hungry for that kind of love. I'm honest with myself that I want it, but perhaps I'll want it when I'm more at ease, not when I'm extremely sad or extremely lonely. I don't want it to appear during that time. And especially, I don't want to step into anyone's life when they are at their most desperate. If I can be there for a friend in their difficult times, I feel relieved, lighter. I'm always ready to be by their side when they're struggling the most, but I'm very afraid of the feeling of others depending on me and me depending on them. We can still be there for each other in those times, but don't choose the wrong person or the wrong shoulder to lean on just because you're lonely. Many of you might say that San is too rational, that I don't let myself go and love wholeheartedly. But truthfully, I have loved with all my heart and I have gone through those times. It's just that I've found it makes me more rational after heartbreaks, after things didn't turn out as I hoped. From a naive girl, I'm now less naive, less dreamy, and more realistic. Of course, I can't completely lose my dreams, but they are much less than before. I no longer dream of princes and princesses. I dream of the practical realities of a sincere man entering my life, a daily life where we can meet. Sometimes, just a look is enough to show mutual interest before moving on to deeper relationships. But I don't rush into loving anyone. I don't rush to return their gaze. I don't rush to fall into someone's arms or lean on someone's back. At this point in my life, I feel very fulfilled and comfortable. I've overcome my lonely, painful, and saddest moments. Those times when I cried on the stairwell, I've lived through those days. So now, I'm not afraid of loneliness, everyone. I've grown to love it. I love the feeling of truly focusing on my life, being honest with my emotions, and observing them more clearly. So, anyone who comes into my life and stays needs to have similar energy to me. And now, I guess I want a life partner who can journey with me for a long time, not just for a year, 5 years, or a few short months. This comes from the experiences and intensity of love at this age, 27-28. Many people ask me about introducing a boyfriend, getting married, having children. I've heard those questions too many times, but perhaps I'm very clear about the answer. I'm extremely clear about what I want, what I need, and how I'll achieve it. Before any of that, I just smile or joke around for fun. But I'm not rushing, and I won't succumb to external pressure to hastily fall into someone's arms, rush into loving someone, or throw myself into a few bland relationships. Now, I'd rather spend my time working, traveling with family and friends, enjoying life and its solitary pleasures, than trying to meet many people and hoping one of them is right for me. In our daily lives, we experience many different emotions, and loneliness often appears in the evening as night falls before we go to sleep. We wish for someone to send us good night texts, to chat with, to sing to us, even to hug, to kiss, and to say the sweetest things, right? I hope that you can all find such a person, someone who makes you happy, who makes your world wonderful, and you, in turn, are that source of energy for them. Both of you grow together, walk together, and go through the worst as well as the happiest times together. I want myself and all of you to meet people like that. And that's why we shouldn't rush, everyone. We shouldn't rush during lonely times, because sometimes we'll meet the wrong people, and it will be such a waste of time, while the right people are still waiting for us somewhere. Just accept the challenges life throws at you. Be a little more patient with your life. Truly nurture your inner soul, cultivate your emotions, and then, when you meet someone with the thought, "This is the one. I want to dedicate all wonderful things to this person. This is a wonderful person who can see the best in me," then you can truly open your heart. Don't fall into love when you're too lonely, and don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid of loneliness. Leave if your relationship no longer has love. Leave and free the other person. Sometimes I want to be alone, but loneliness. So, How will the person next to you feel if you only see them as something to keep you from being lonely? I hope you can love someone who, even when they have everything, still wants you in their life, still loves you, not just because they're lonely and need you in their life. Love, well, it can bring pain. No matter what, there will be painful times and very happy times. But true love isn't that painful. True love isn't about overcoming many difficult challenges or hurting each other. True love is very gentle. Both give to each other without being emotionally dependent on anyone. Both have their own lives, grow together, move forward together, respect each other, and have absolute fidelity. It sounds vague and difficult, but San firmly believes that we ourselves must have inner calm, control our thoughts and emotions before our cravings, desires, and lusts. Only then can we truly understand what love is. So, it's better to be alone, better to be lonely, than to love the wrong person, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode with San today. See you in the next episodes.